My manipulative wife refused to work or help around the house, mocked my efforts, and left me no choice but to file for divorce. I remember many years ago my wife, Lana, begged me to take on a second full-time job to put her through college, and I did. But when she completed her degree, she, out of nowhere, decided she didn't actually want to work and would rather stay at home with our child. Around a year later, our second was born, and immediately I knew we needed more money. I tried convincing my wife to work, but she refused, so I went back to complete a master's degree, all while still working 2 jobs. It was hard, but I did it. Fast forward 3 years, and I support a household of 4 with a single income. Yet, despite this, I am deeply stressed and chronically tired. I work 50-hour weeks, and when I come home, I do the washing, the cooking, and drive the kids everywhere. 75% of the household responsibilities are mine, and the worst part is my wife refuses to help me. I've asked her for help so many times, but each time she just says she works just as hard, and if I'm so tired, I should stop working so much. What's funny is, I took her advice recently and took 2 weeks off without telling her beforehand. She freaked out because, according to her, how is she supposed to pay for her spa day now? On top of that, she always feels the need to one-up me. If I tell her I had a bad day, she had it worse because I'm lucky I got to go away for work while she had to stay home. If I tell her my feet hurt from walking all day during work travel and getting 30,000 steps, she says that's nothing compared to her standing and cooking with a child clinging to her. For the past 2 or so years, I've been told I ruined her life, her opportunities, etc. She makes me feel like absolute crap and acts as if she wasn't the one who wanted to be a stay-at-home mother in the first place. One thing I also need to mention is that my MIL, Kelly, lives with us. She is absolutely lovely and honestly does her best around the house, given her age. She recently pulled me aside and stated she's noticed a change in both myself and my wife. She said that I have a greater attachment to my kids, and hell, I've hugged the dogs and talked to them more about my life than to my wife. I honestly feel like I am in emotional survival mode, as I'm 1 step away from moving up the career ladder and 1 step away from finding love and comfort at the bottom of a whiskey bottle. Date 1. I confronted my wife and didn't back down when she played the woe is me card. Instead of actually talking it out and refuting any of my points, she left our house to stay with her sister. The day after she packed up and left, my wife attempted to come back and take the kids with her to her sister's. Naturally, I was against this, and thankfully so was her whole family, including said sister. Not only was it unfair to our kids for her to sweep them away into a home that wasn't theirs, but it would also put financial and housing stress on the rest of her family. Her sister's family, husband and 3 kids, already live with their dad in the house they grew up in. After a little over a week of being away, I guess she cooled off. She decided it would be fine if she walked in the door with her bags as if she'd just come back from Target. She came into my home office while I was working and angrily stared at me while I sat on a conference call with my team. I couldn't just jump off as this is a busy time of the quarter for us. I guess that didn't sit well with her because, once I took off my headset and closed my laptop, she started yelling about how much I really don't care about her and her well-being. Update 2. After much pressure from family, my wife and I attempted marriage counseling. It went about as well as you'd expect. Blame, tears, regrets, gaslighting, and a hefty side of, I am the reason her life is ruined. The therapist asked her when she last truly felt happy. Her answer? 12 years ago, a time when she was in her 20s, childless, and living with her ex. I wish I could say things improved, but they didn't. Despite therapy, things went back to the same old routine. My wife refuses to change, and my attempts to reconcile are met with shouting matches. Update 3. On Father's Day, during a family barbecue, she loudly belittled me in front of everyone, claiming, "It's not like you do anything anyway." That was my breaking point. I texted my lawyer the next morning to move forward with serving her. She was served last week and had a meltdown, accusing me of turning her family against her. Now, I'm focusing on ensuring the well-being of my kids. I've decided to aim for majority custody and continue supporting my MIL, who has been a pillar of support throughout this. I'm ready for the next chapter, free from the toxicity of this marriage.